Well, hi everyone. We're in Miami, Florida. This is Room Service Diaries. I'm Luke Thomas. That's Brian Campbell, and
aren't you blocking the shot with all this shit?
I gotta put the stuff in. We're gonna get fired for this usually, but BC, I have to say, you're red as a Red Lobster cheddar biscuit. It's been a fucking good week, man. Dude, it has been a good week for this fucking brand.
I don't want this to be the mountaintop moment of MK, and I don't think it will be. But this is a big hill we climbed, and we got here with all great things that you can say about us. But thank you to thank you to the people that consider this entertainment, because that's how we got here. What a time! What a time to be alive, man! That feeling you and I sometimes talk about, the feeling, the rush. Being at that weigh-in today felt big time. Say what you will about the fight. I don't care. You know, I don't care.
So let's backtrack a little bit here if we can. Hopefully these microphones work. I'm going to put this up a little bit. We arrived on Wednesday night, or Wednesday. We didn't do anything that day. Thursday, they took us to this place in the, I guess it's called the Design District. It's like supposed to be really nice.
On room service, on the MK doc that we filmed some interviews today, I referred to it as Miami's Beverly Hills. So it's like it's
Rodeo Drive.
I called it Hodeo Drive.
Yeah.
Like Ronaldo, and you know, it just happened to work out that there were a lot of whores around that area.
Many whores, yes, many whores. Yeah. But also, it's like you know, to pick your city. It was Fifth Avenue in L.A. It's whatever, or New York. I'm sorry. So they took us to the Versace, and then as a bit, because we were going to be in the Versace mansion for the media day or whatever, they bought us Versace robes, real Versace robes, which I realize are cursed, but this has not been a cursed week for us. And
well, you know, there were moments that between this rash that's trying to get me and this actually it's poison ivy. And I'm on the steroid right now to fix it. And me getting sent to hell a few times.
But I got to tell you, we did the media availability day. We interviewed Logan Paul, which I thought I would never do, and I had no intentions of doing, but it just happened.
It wasn't bad.
He's a nice kid. I mean, listen, I've been terribly insulting towards him, but honestly, like we're recording this on Saturday night, so the weigh-ins have just happened. We just came back from the weigh-ins. The fight is stupid, and everyone knows it. Showtime knows I feel that way. But in terms of the magnitude of it, and then me and BC getting like assignments to cover it, dude, we've been waiting for this a long time, man. A long time, right? I mean, don't you feel that way? Like, I feel like it's like, dude, like the shit is starting to come together for us, and I almost don't believe it for that reason.
Hey, look at us, right? Look at us.
Can you believe it? Can you fucking believe it? Salud, man.
Yeah, that's to all the Colombians, including Danny Segura, who you saw.
I had dinner with Danny last night. But hold on. So we did that. Then Friday, what did we do? What day is it today?
Friday, we did
MK.
Yeah, I did the undercard thing. We did MK, and we got on set. If you haven't watched Friday's episode and you think it's just some like whatever, no, we got Chad Johnson on the MK set. We got Brendan Schaub on the MK set. It was a little bit wild. Maybe I'm sorry. Okay, it was a little bit of who could yell the loudest and who could share bad jokes to each other.
And who could, be passive aggressive in ways that
I don't think so.
Certain corners of the internet might find.
But I will say this: today is Saturday, and we just did the weigh-in show special with Brendan.
Dude, that was fucking awesome.
Look, bro. Today, I was the third wheel on Friday.
No, on Friday, yes.
But today,
no, dude, you rocked that shit today.
He has a home today in MK. He's not homeless anymore.
No.
Like this is, you know what I'm saying? This
not
is
a homeless cat. Some might say.
I mean, dude, actually, seriously, I've never hung out with Schaub that long as we did today.
No, he was good.
We had a lot of laughs.
He was good today. He was great today. He dressed not at all according to what they told us the dress code was.
Yeah.
So shouts to Schaub for being like, fuck that shit. I ain't doing that. But he totally played ball with us.
Well, it's not like the dress code, not like there was a gun to our head, but it was suggestive.
But like
they were like no pink pants.
He's just a little bit more established at Showtime than we are. So like when I see that, I'm like, you can't fuck this up.
Yeah.
And I brought 3 suits and shit. So but he was good. They brought Chris Cyborg on stage for just a short amount of time. She was great.
AJ McKee looked like $1 million.
AJ McKee was awesome. They brought in Matt Barnes for a short amount of time. That rocked. And dude, then they sent fucking BC. I hosted the 3 of us or the 4 of us, whatever it was, sitting at the desk. But then they sent BC to go interview Floyd and Logan. Dude, you fucking killed it. I'm serious, dude.
I'll tell you what.
I always give you your props when you do well. You fucking killed it. You didn't stumble. You asked all the right questions. You got the right answers. They didn't necessarily give you exactly what you were looking for, but that's not your fault at all.
So thank you, and that was a last minute knowledge. On the way there, we found out that
Yeah, they didn't. He didn't prep for that at all.
Jim Gray or whomever. So it was awesome to get that chance. But dude, the energy on the stage was sick. I actually couldn't get to the fires because as Logan and Floyd were preparing for the face-off, both teams converged, probably in anticipation of some kind of skirmish. I think you and I thought there would be some kind of like moment.
Pushing and shoving.
So there wasn't.
Dana doing the bit where he gets in the middle.
Right, there wasn't. So I go to interview Floyd after talking to Logan, but Logan's still in my ear talking shit. And then I said to Floyd, we went through Gotcha Hat this week. As I said that, I'm like, oh shit, he's actually wearing a hat. Is Logan going to reach around
a bit
BC?
or an Ethereum hat?
And are we going to be at World War II here? Because there wasn't a lot of room left on the stage.
Dude, they were literally. I was like, if anything happens, there's going to be a disaster. Because if you actually go back and you watch it, there's like, if you're watching the stage, Logan is on this side, Floyd's on that side, and all their people were on stage to the point where they were literally at the very end of it. In other words, if anyone had shoved anyone else and had spilled over, people were going to start falling off that bitch.
You think Trick Daddy was in the back just like, just eating? I mean, he was just, bro, he was like a victory post-performance meal,
Listen,
bro.
my understanding is Trick still has a lot of his money. He just got fat.
He's watching it. He was wearing tight clothes, and he's just kind of like...
Trick Daddy performed, like, that Trick Daddy? And he was fat as Christ. I mean, he was huge.
Did he do the big hit? The big hit.
Like the,
yeah, Take It to the House.
I don't think he did that one. But No Na's a big one.
Shab said before he started, he said, Trick, don't mess around with the new stuff, dude. Play the classics.
Play the hits, buddy.
Play the hits,
People come to see, when they go see Guns N' Roses, they want to see November Rain.
Yeah, come on.
Okay.
But no, that was cool. Matt Barnes was cool as shit. I would love, look, you and I, we've crossed over with the weighing in. We've crossed over with Brendan this weekend. I love if we could get the chance, even though you called him Jerry Stackhouse and not Stack Steven
I don't know
Jackson.
what's wrong with me.
I would love to get.
I also said the basketball, which I didn't realize I.
Yeah, see, I almost cut you off, but I'm like,
to kill me.
Dick. That's kind of a dick move.
I would have deserved.
You're like, Matt. Obviously you have, you.
I meant to say the NBA.
You played the basketball.
You played the basketball.
Are you guys smoking the grass? I mean, like, okay, all right.
Hold on, I'm trying to find this the song from Trick Daddy. And then there was a bunch of people I never heard of on stage. I will say, if you look at the final scene when BC is interviewing the two and then they face off or whatever, there's like 5 Wu-Tang clans on the fucking stage. You don't see that at UFC weigh-ins ever. UFC is like very strict about who's there, how quickly it all moves. Dude, boxing, it's like, don't get me wrong, like event to event, if I'm media, I prefer the way the UFC does it because it's like
you give them that credit. It's a dude,
they don't fuck
WWE.
around.
It is like second by second you are where you're supposed to.
They don't fuck around. But boxing, there's something to be said about boxing just being a fucking zoo.
Yes, it is. It is. So it's such a zoo, Luke, that as I told you, I could barely get to Logan and Floyd for the interview. Like I wasn't on pace to get there in time. I had to push through people.
Okay.
Like you would never have that flow. You know what I'm saying? Elsewhere, it was wild, man. It was a wild rush. Anything good, Luke? You got any?
I'm trying to find that song.
DMs from any Latinos in there, or just the missus?
Girl, you know that.
Bitch.
That was actually one of his albums, www.thug.com.
I wonder if he still owns that domain.
Anyway, he was there and he was overweight, but it was okay.
I mean, we did see a Miami
legend.
Imagine if Uncle Luke was there, Luther Campbell. That would have been 2 Live Crew reunion with that awesome Asian guy. You know that guy I'm talking about? That Asian guy, the fat dude, that guy's the best.
He was like their version of Fife Dog or something.
Or Flavor Flav.
Yeah. God, that's so funny. In the 90s, the 2 most important music acts in terms of like free speech were like the 2 least defensible, Cannibal Corpse and 2 Live Crew. They were the ones that were getting shouted out by Bob Dole as like, both from Florida, turns out.
Florida, though, if you'd never been to Florida and they dropped you where we are, Aventura, whatever kind of rich bitch area that is, and
God, it's so rich over here.
It's like
the cars here. It's
old rich people like wonderland around here. It's just like
And also, like, people who, I don't know, I can't tell if this place is absolutely filled to the brim with millionaires or there's a lot of people posing. Probably a little bit of both. Because, dude, we were just at the Seminole Hard Rock, and what is it, 2 Lamborghinis peeled out making noises, and then a Bentley GT comes up, and then a Phantom Rolls Royce. The car game down here is out of control.
there's a lot of old guys with money who have considerably young women on their arms. And the thing is, they like when you look at their woman. They like that shit.
They get off on that.
They got that greasy George Hamilton skin, like that, just like that, like leathery shit, you know.
They've been on a boat for just too many years, you know.
Yeah.
You see that in Colombia, by the way. You see these like mafioso types, and they. A couple times I went to Colombia and I saw my wife. I was trying to ask her. I'm like, okay, I get that they're rich. How are these old, saggy, bald, leathery zeros with like these tens out of every time we go to a bar, and she went at a club or whatever, and she was telling me they call them prepagos, prepaids.
Oh, like
high
like
end escort.
It's like the burner phone of prostitutes. Or
No.
it's the opposite.
The exact opposite. Like, instead of just somebody in a back alley giving you a smoker on your hog, you actually pay for like a date and time and like to hang out with you, and then being seen together, and then you. I'm guessing they bang them.
We did that with Shab today.
Was he our prepago?
We kind of hoard him out.
Yeah. He showed up, his just looking like Don Johnson,
Dude, he's
walking out of a methadone clinic.
like no jokes. He's big as shit, bro. He's
Brendan
big
Schaub.
as shit.
Can we stop for a second? Brendan Schaub's been in the weight room like a lot.
His form may not be perfect.
His form is barbaric, but that dude. This is what blows my mind about Brendan. It's like, okay, Brendan will tell you he's the first guy who like couldn't cut it in the NFL, like made it to like practices, and then that was it for him.
That was it, yeah.
And you just have to imagine, like, how good are the athletes there that a guy who doesn't really try and can fucking jerk 600 off the ground, deadlift 600 off the ground, and then 400 on bench for 2 reps with the worst technique imaginable. You have to be so fucking strong for that. It's
that still probably gets chicks in 2021. I mean, like
he's
we can make fun of Logan Paul, bro. He was cut as shit.
I'll give him his credit, bro. His traps were ridiculous.
Yeah,
he was Julienne.
That shit's ridiculous.
That fight tomorrow's going to be so stupid. He's going to get worked over, and everyone's going to be like, that's right.
All right, so look, one answer to this question. Like, is Floyd going to knock him cold? Like one punch?
Cold, I don't know.
Like, almost like that when Butterby went to WrestleMania that time in, like, 1999, and he killed Bart Gunn. I mean, he just, like, mainly...
I've never seen that. I need to see that.
It's criminal that they put that shit together. I don't... Is that good? Is that good for this? Because look, is that good for this pro wrestling fight thing? Look, there's regular boxing on Showtime, and it's these carnival celebrity fights.
Yeah.
Is that good for the celebrity fight thing? If Floyd mainlines him, just kill him.
I don't know how you preserve this thing over the long haul. I really don't. Like, I don't know what the angle is. Like, how do we keep freak shows alive? I don't.
Well, with storylines. So does Jake?
Yeah, but like even then, dude, it runs its course.
Bro, do they have Jake throw the towel? Does Jake come out tomorrow night?
Dude, I'm not playing your pro wrestling storyline game.
Rocky
This
IV.
guy had literally spent hours in meetings describing how central the hat was, the gotcha hat, to like how everything was going to go down today or tomorrow, and it played no role whatsoever.
Bro, I wrote a 4,000 word oral history on Gotcha Hat.
I can't believe they pay us to do this. I really can't.
Dude, by the way, I've gotten like an inordinate amount of tweets from people that have followed my boxing work for years, OG followers or whatever, readers, fans, whatever you want to call them, and they're pissed. I mean,
At what?
At me, in a sense, like selling my soul and soiling it, not for coming here to cover it, but for writing that many pieces. It's like, I just want to let people in on this. For like a website like CBS Sports, this Mayweather Paul fight, it does like 37 times the traffic of normal shit. Like, it does like...
Yeah, let's talk business for a second. The site has to sell, even a big one, as big as CBS Sports, they have to sell a certain amount of ad inventory every month. When you get traffic like this is bringing, whatever else you want to say about it, dude, it makes the month.
So they're like...
Literally everything else could go away, it makes the month.
I mean, when we look back every year into year, and the team does a great job with the numbers and crunching them, and it's like we identify, okay, who moves for us?
You gotta put your hand down because you're... Yeah.
I mean, it's like, it's Manny Pacquiao, it's Conor McGregor, and then it's just like freak shit. And that's the truth. And that's why there's a WWE page still there. I mean, that's what
WWE
it is.
does better traffic than a lot. I know for a fact because I've seen it. It does better traffic than a lot of MMA news stories.
And
which breaks my heart, but it's true.
I get people that they're mad that I wrote a story that says what happens if Floyd loses. But it's interesting.
You did?
Like what happens to boxing, what happens to his reputation, what happens next, right?
I know, but that's kind of like asking, what happens if Floyd gets struck by lightning and shits elephants?
What else are you going to write about, folks? It's part of the coverage plan for a sideshow fight.
I feel like I feel like I was in a better position. Like people were emailing me and be like, "You said you'd never interview Logan." Well, yes, that's true. I did say that, but like here's why I think it's a little bit different. People were emailing me, PR people, being like, "Hey, would you like to interview Logan Paul and Jake Paul before blah blah blah?" I was like, "Fuck no, I don't care about that shit."
Ahead of the KSI fight, he was very gettable.
It's like I just no, I don't care. And even like at the Versace thing, like I didn't need to talk to him. It was just part of the experience.
We gotta get past this conversation. Look, can we put a couple of things on the table? Like, I don't like unless it's against some moral thing you have. If your employer is invested in something,
yeah, you got to do
and
it.
It's better.
That was the answer. Showtime was like, "Hey, this is part of the
and it's better for your career and our brand to do it." It's not like it's fucking tennis. I get that it's celebrity mixed match boxing, but it wouldn't be on Showtime pay-per-view unless it's a guarantee that people are going to care about it, and we get a chance to be part of that. We're not illegally hyping. We're not like immorally hyping up Logan's chances. We're telling the damn truth here. But like whatever network it's going to fall on, somebody's going to cover it. And if we are in the same overall Viacom CBS sphere, I want CBS Sports to be the site of record covering that. We're on Showtime. That's got to be the coverage of record.
I mean, I don't feel like you need to be the site of record to cover this.
But it's part of your company. Like that's just the reality.
No, but Showtime is like, dude, we're going to host a media day. If you work for us at media day, you got to talk to them. Okay, fine, whatever.
Okay, but what do people want you to do? Step aside and
say, this is what you have to understand about this weekend. And I think this is what I've come to, and Brian understands this about me. Listen, this fight is stupid. I've told Showtime executives to their face, it is fucking stupid.
But it's fun. It's fun.
But two things. One, they don't even disagree with me. Two, they've never censored my opinion. Three, there's a whole mess of people who are going to be entertained by it, probably. And four, this is the most important one. It doesn't matter what I think about it. Being here, if you guys like MK, us being here is, I can't overstate this, game changing for us. Dude, the Showtime execs are very happy with us this week, which we are thrilled about.
Money that it's sort of like, oh, I go to big time college and I hate my football team. The whole campus is about football, blah, blah, blah. It's because that financially fuels everything. I mean, look at the end of the day. So when I make these arguments that like people that are hardcore boxing people, they don't have to embrace this, but to act like it doesn't do something positive for the sport, get people that only watch 2 fights a year or never at all, and then they're into this, it's not going to take over your regular model.
No, and also, dude, understand this. Like, so we did
So are we supposed to just not do our job? Like, it's
well, hold
silly.
on. Yes, hold on.
It's also a fight. I know it's a stupid fight, but it's also a fight involving Mayweather, who's undefeated. Like,
it's a stupid fight, but
it means something.
Not really. But listen, I'll say it means everything to us.
News-wise, maybe
No. I'm talking about like what it means for MK and you and me, and you in particular and me in particular, like in different ways, and then also together. This is the thing. If I had Showtime gave me the choice. They said, "Do you even want to go to Florida?" And I told them, "You want me to go to Florida? I'll go to Florida." But like, I'm not gonna like tell people that Logan Paul's got a chance. I'm not doing that shit. They said, "Okay." So they sent us down here, dude. Us doing what we did, Thursday's Versace Mansion shit, and then the weigh-ins just now, dude. I'm telling you, big important people at the company saw it, and they had fucking rave reviews. We want to do the things that's like Charlo versus Canelo or whatever, a big fight. This is how we get there.
And one more thing, and we spoiler alert on Doc 4, and we're filming and doing some fun stuff. And one of the things was like, man, I hope this isn't the week MK sells out. We lose all of our hardcore fans because we went pop disco, when we're a metal band. This is the biggest fight of this couple weeks. So that's why we're giving it the coverage it deserves. Guess what's coming up after this? I mean, everything you ever wanted as an MMA and boxing fan, and we're going to give those the same level of coverage. Yeah. So, I mean...
we'll probably give more for those, actually.
Obviously. So yeah.
We're just here for Showtime. But anyway, so I put out a tweet asking for questions, BC. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's get some of these, shall we? Okay. Bum, bada, bum, 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 bum. Let's see. All right. From...
I kind of wanted to ask Matt Barnes if he had blood on him.
Dude, I'm pretty sure he did. When he walked by, I got a contact high. God bless him. I wish I had that kind of life. Jeez, just walk around high all the time.
Dude, I'd love to have him on a show like this where we could just, I mean, that's basically what their show is, so give them credit, but like where we just ask him the fan questions that we would want about, like, I want to know who's the alpha in the locker room. You know what I mean? I want to know, like, Kobe bitch people out Jordan style. You know what I mean? I want to know
stuff
stuff
about
like
Kwame,
that.
didn't you?
A little bit.
All right, here we go. BC. This is from Sam Lau. If you were to start a new NBA franchise, who would be your number one pick? In other words, give me a current NBA player who's your number one for the future. So, like, imagine they're going to bring an expansion team and then pull people from certain teams.
Yeah.
How do you go? Did you see that fucking Suns game where they eliminated LeBron?
No, I haven't been watching any of it.
Dude, Devin Booker could not be
47?
stopped. He could not be stopped.
You know, I'm not, normally I would, you know, certainly dominate. I mean, I guess you got to go due to age and impact, Anthony Davis.
Yeah, LeBron's great, but he's not.
You got to go Anthony
He's not
Davis
long for the
to
world.
answer this question.
AD's big. I still might go Durant. I think he's got some life left in him.
Yeah, I don't think you can build the team around him, though, can you?
Kevin Durant? They just did
They do super
in Brooklyn.
teams, right? But they're doing super teams now. But you're talking about an expansion team that you are building around for the future. Can we only win the championship these days with super teams? Is that the culture that the NBA is in?
Probably.
I mean, you can argue. Could you argue
If the Nets win this, if the Nets win this season, then I think it's.
I mean, the Celtics and Lakers in the '80s, although they did it through shrewd drafting and stuff, personnel moves. Those are super fucking teams.
Huge super teams. And then they, to your point, with well scouted.
But you didn't have
players.
the ability for people to team up and become free agents together and pull that shit.
All right.
Imagine if we could do that, Luke, in the MMA business. Imagine if the entities that were managed.
If we could bring one person to the MK universe to work with us, who would we bring?
Okay, I want to get to that. But like, what if our employer? What if we were eligible for trades, like a pro sports system? Okay.
Oh God.
And what if, like, you know, okay, I got X amount of years left under CBS, but then we find out tomorrow that you and I have been traded for Ariel Helwani. Like, what if it's just something like Matt, and we're like, oh shit, I'm going back to ESPN.
So we went back to ESPN. Yeah, I'd be okay with that. I mean, I don't want to go anywhere. Showtime's been unbelievably kind to me, but couldn't complain about an ESPN gig, could you?
It's just wild if we could be traded, Luke, in this fake universe. But who would I want to? What free agent would I want to walk right in on MK?
Yeah, you could pull anybody. Who would be a great person? Not that they would be on the show, but like in the space.
Oh, in the universe.
Yeah, they would fill in on occasion, but they would do like news write-ups and like interviews, and then. What do you think?
Probably Joanna.
Can you imagine if Morning Kombat was just you and Joanna? And she's like, Brian, why are you just masturbating on screen?
She's in Cancun right now.
This is not show.
So I've been told.
Although that's the worst accent ever.
Yeah,
okay.
that was like post-war.
It was like post-war Chernobyl.
It's like waiting in line.
Why is Campbell American masturbating in bus stop? Okay. If you could trade a skill / a talent that you have now,
yes,
that makes you money. By the way, this is what he writes. He goes, "Bad news, art is not a talent." For some other skill and talent that you don't have
within our field or not,
that makes you money. That makes you money.
That's a great point.
What would it be?
It's a great question. I'd have to trade one to get one. I'd have to trade a very important skill. So
yeah, I'd
have to trade the ability to write or talk in front of a camera or whatever for something more that could make me money.
I honestly, you're gonna laugh at me for this. I really wish I was more.
You had a hog like Rocco? Is that where you go with this?
I'm all right with my hog size. I'm doing fine there, but no. In all honesty, like whenever you do your paintings, I'm always like 1% jealous that I don't have any ability or even like really initiative to do that. But it does seem like it'd be really good for me.
Until like 6 months ago.
Yeah, but it does seem like it'd be good for me. Okay, I wish I could draw. I honestly wish I could draw.
Okay. Oh, if it's as easy as this, I mean. Being a musician, yes, without question.
That's a good one.
Being a musician, and like everybody
what instrument
else,
would you play? Like you could be just a fucking.
Okay, forever it was guitar, and it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And I actually had, like a lot of people, had a lot of failed stop starts. You know, where I bought guitars and I played them, and I never got formal training, but just by jerking around and jerking off and stuff, I could get okay for a month. But then,
listen, Brian, as your guitar teacher, you've got to stop ejaculating on the frets, please.
You know, I guess I have to say by fault the guitar. Although lately, through my jazz fusion, I'm getting into bass as the lead instrument so much in ways I never thought about it before. Been listening to a lot of Cream.
Bass is cool,
with Jack
man.
Bruce, who plays that heavy, dark. You know, but
do you know Thundercat?
No,
the bass player.
No,
dude, we gotta talk about that. We'll talk about him later.
Right.
But you got.
But look, I'm wondering if I would trade the guitar for pipes. I'm talking about like rock pipes. I mean, it's really the being a lead singer is the coolest fucking thing you can do, right?
Man.
I mean, obviously some can do both.
Frontmen, like the world's elite frontmen.
Yeah, who don't even need to play guitar. They're just fucking frontmen.
They're just frontmen.
You know, I mean, you're thinking Jagger. You're thinking fucking David Lee Roth. That's a frontman right
Axl.
there. Yep.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Scott Stapp.
He's a little bit dead.
Hey, we had a nice argument the other day, me and one of the Showtime guys. The first Creed album, I think, like you can't tell anyone, but it kind of holds. It's kind of not bad. It's not bad, bro.
Suck
okay?
all the dicks.
It's before Balls Wide Open.
Instead of all the smokes, there should be a podcast called All the Dicks, and you're just on screen.
All right, but what would you, music-wise? What would you? What if you could just be like
if I could be any kind of musician?
You can't be like John Bonham on drums, but you could be like good enough to go start a band that maybe could do something. You know, like you're a good fucking musician. You know?
I'm with you on bass. I think bass is like it's the core of what oftentimes music can be built around.
So I never looked at the bass as doing anything more than like
accompanying the guitar,
lineman, serviceable work, right? And I didn't realize there were things. I wasn't even like listening with my ability to hear and separating the bass through jazz fusion and Jaco Pastorius. Luke, I went back and re-listened to the Who I've always been a big fan of. John Wessel on bass, the Ox. Dude, he's playing fucking lead guitar on his bass. Like it's just like
he's a maniac.
Next. I was listening to Jack Bruce. I mean, he's basically playing rhythm guitar, so Clapton and Cream could solo over. We should become bass players, Luke.
Slap bass. Bop.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
We should start a band with 2 basses and a power bottom.
That's you. All right, BC. If you had to recruit 5 fighters to compete for Factory Town MMA team,
yes,
who would you choose?
That's a great.
Give me the Factory Town MMA
So
draft.
this is like starting an expansion team, right? It's like it's the same thing.
You could pull from any team.
Okay.
Choose wisely, bitch.
Like, so the first one's hard because it's like, who's the fucking face of Factory Town MMA?
Ooh, dude, it's got to be from Connecticut. It's got to be Brendan Ward.
No. Stop. No,
I'm serious.
I'm talking about more success. Brendan Ward had a window, but I'm talking about more successful fighters.
He could thump.
Like Michael Chiesa, I want in Factory Town MMA. Okay,
That's a great call.
You know what I mean? He fits in there, but I don't think he's not the face of it though.
He's lunch pail, but he's talented.
You know, your boy Anthony Smith. I think he could cut at Factory Town MMA.
I think he's perfect for Factory Town.
Okay,
MMA. That's two white guys.
You know, I need some workman like chicks too, though, right? You know,
who's a chick? Is Carla Esparza a grinder?
I was just gonna say she's turned into one. You know?
Yeah. All right.
Grinder. I just yeah.
Dude, by the way, when you asked Brendan Schaub if he would like celebrity box, and he was like, no, no fucking chance.
Luke, who's the face of Factory Town MMA? Who is the best fighter we can find that fits that mold right now of active fighters? Who's the fucking face of FTMMA?
You know what? You're gonna laugh at me. I think it's true. I think Patricio Freire, Pitbull.
Yo.
Because he just wants to drink blood. And he's from like a rough and tumble background, you know. I think he's your dude.
Town MMA?
Yeah, Favela Town MMA.
Yeah, that'll be our.
And we'll get Danny to be our translator, even though he doesn't speak Portuguese, just Spanish. It's like a halfway, you know.
Yeah.
Don't you think Patricio would be fit? I think he's perfect.
He would definitely. But dude, we got to have a lot of like Stray Cats, so the reference there. But in our gym, we got to have some weirdos like Jeremy Stevens. Like we got to get
the dude from Faraz Trains, Manuel Neto or whatever his name was.
The dude from
Rat
Bellator?
Garbage. Rat Garbage. His little nickname is Rat Garbage.
That's the Bellator guy.
Yeah,
that weird dude who looks like he could be like a waiter or something in a restaurant.
He's got like 7 haircuts going on at once, and they're all out of date. But he can fight his ass off, you know.
Yeah, dude, we need a few of those. Like I might even like get Matt Brown. I might get him.
Oh, he's Carlos Condit. You could pick. What about Mike Perry? Mike Perry's a Factory Town guy.
Dude, I would love to have him represent. I actually like if we could.
Coach Latore could be there as well. You know, fucking killing it.
Dude, I'll put in a daycare for Ocean. You know?
Yeah, hell yeah, I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah. I should probably get my own merch going because it'll probably be out way sooner than this merch 2.0 that was supposed to go launch yesterday. Remember that? No.
Yeah, my wife's texting me.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Sorry, no, that's important. Hang on. My cat is. He's not.
Yeah, Mocha.
He ain't gonna make it, bro.
Ugar.
He ain't gonna make it. I'm kind of sad about it, but whatever. All right, hold on.
Dude, I love cats, man.
Dude, don't you like? This is what bothers me about the whole cat thing. It's like people are like, oh, I like dogs. Dude, I fucking love dogs. Like, dude,
like T and A. You don't have to be all Latinas the whole time, right?
Well, Latinas have both. Let's be real about it. But dude, dogs are like, you will never ever hear me say anything other than they are the noblest creatures ever. But cats are fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I love
They're
cats.
smart as shit too. You know, they're really.
They're
smart.
and they're way more intuitive than people give
People
them
think they're
credit.
boring. I'm like, no, they actually take care of themselves. They're largely self-sufficient, save for what goes in and what goes out of them. You know.
Yeah, well, Moko is just not doing great. All right. Okay, outside of the two main eventers this weekend, who's the popular celebrity figures y'all have seen this weekend in Miami? Have we seen any celebs this week? Not the ones that are. I mean, obviously we saw Floyd and Logan,
Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce put his hands on us.
Just so you know, during that live show when we were in the robes, at the end of it, when Paul Pierce was like, "The truth, you guys know the truth," whatever he said, our team ran after him and tried to get
him on air,
and he said, "No, sorry, I'm just here for fun." I forgot that he had just lost his ESPN job because of that crazy shit on the Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
So that's
where he had the strippers.
That's probably why he didn't want to talk until he gets
It's like Paul, I have an idea. Don't put sex acts on Instagram. That's just me thinking out loud, you know.
But I mean, would I have remembered in real time interviewing him? Would I have gone there in that?
Well,
day?
I said to him as he walked by, he played one season with the Wizards, but it was actually fucking magical.
Remember that game winner in the playoffs?
So remember when it was a guy from NBC Sports Washington asked him, he's like, "Did you call bank?" He goes, "I called game," and I shouted that to him, and he looked back at me like, but then he just kept moving.
Yeah. He's like, nice pants, you know?
Yeah, he's like, "Nice pants, you fucking pink pant wearing bitch."
Hey, are you going to try in this Doc 4 this weekend?
I've been trying, dude.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Luke, we have the same taste in music. I was wondering if you heard of stupid question. All right. Okay. This is from a great dude here. If you guys had a sporting competition where you competed in the following sports, who would win?
An academic decathlon like Billy Madison?
No, just true sporting.
Okay.
100-meter dash. I think you would win. I'm slow.
Yes.
Ping pong.
I love ping pong, but I am bad at it, so you'd probably crush me.
So let's say 50-50, because I'm probably pretty bad at it.
No,
too.
but I think you'd beat me. I think you'd straight up beat me.
Okay, one-on-one basketball, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Soccer penalty kicks.
Are we the goalie against?
No. We are the ones kicking.
Who's the goalie? Just some goalie?
Danny Segura.
Why? Because it's Colombian?
He's Latin.
Okay.
Let's just be racist.
I would say you. I have no experience. I'm the only person in my town's history. I swear, the only person in my town's history to never have played one day of organized soccer. My town is like,
Dude, soccer is
my town
fucking great sport.
was like half Portuguese growing up. Like,
They love soccer.
dude, they love the shit out of it.
And dude, their team for Euro
my
2020
high
is
school
fucking
team
good.
was nasty because all those Portuguese kids. Not the year I was there, but the other years. And I can't believe I didn't even play a day of soccer.
Dude, soccer's a great sport. I've only played it recreationally, and I'm too big to ever be even remotely competent. But I do love it. I love the sport. I think it's great. Here we go.
Dude, I was.
Speaking of, Danny just texted me
You remember that Landon Donovan goal? Was that 20
against Algeria.
Yeah, dude, I watched that.
Dude, did that move you a little bit? I got tearful watching that shit.
There's very, we talk about like big sporting moments, right? Like the Christian Laettner shot, the freaking Kirk Gibson home run for me, right? Like those moments were just like, oh my god, dude, that Landon Donovan, like that's right there in my top 5 or 6. And I don't even like soccer, but I was sick that day. Remember, I was on like late in the morning, right?
Yeah, I was at work that day.
And I watched that from home with my kids were babies and they were napping. And dude, that was I screamed. I screamed about soccer, Luke. Soccer. I screamed. Landon Donovan's probably a prick too. You could see that. He's just probably a relentless prick, right?
Yeah, he probably blows, but what are you gonna do? Okay. Here's a question. I said specifically no combat sports questions, and we still got some. But okay, here's a question. As a Marine who also got out after one term, people ask why I got out. I tell them the service is meant to be 2 things: a lifestyle or an experience. As mine was the latter, would you agree with this summarization? Summary, I think is fine. But from Dante Brooks, who asked that. Yeah. I was the only, no one else in my family has ever been in the military. My father was a diplomat, but low-level one. And no one else
Are you trying to put down his achievements as like payback?
That's government service, but that's not military service, and they're distinct. That gives you a GS rank. I think you use GS 15, but
Is he tall?
My dad?
Yeah.
5'11". Dude, I'm like a fucking giant.
How tall is your brother?
5'11".
And you're what, 6'5"?
6'4". 6'4" and a little bit of change.
Yeah, but you're like a broad 6'4".
I'm a broad 6'4".
You're like a softball catcher. Like
Dude, I used to. So when I was in, did you play Little League baseball?
Oh, yeah.
So when I was in Little League baseball, we would sometimes we would overlap with like the girls softball teams, and bro, there would always be one girl on one of these teams that was like fucking 900 pounds. You know, you couldn't believe they could waddle their way to the batter's box.
I bet you can hit the shit out of the ball.
Okay,
right?
and every time, because it's always underhanded, right? Even if it's fast pitch, it's underhanded. And dude, Big Bertha would fucking put the lumber to these softballs. I'll never forget. There was this one chick, I didn't know who she was, dude. She must have been pre-diabetic. I mean, she was an absolute fucking sow, okay? And someone underhanded pitched her, and I'll never forget. She not only hit a fucking home run, but there was a road beyond the tree line behind the fence. She hit that motherfucker into the road. She just, and I think she honestly died trying to run the bases. She had a coronary running the bases, but dude, she could fucking put the lumber to that.
Dude, I always love those kids who like peaked physically at 13. Not like we all turn into the Little League World Series to see the freak show kids that are like, you know, 6'4".
Hi, I'm Robert. I'm 3.
But how about those kids that are just like big boned and jacked at 13? You know those dudes? They all end up with like manual labor jobs where they spend a lot of time in bars at night. But like at 13, they look like a jacked like
They're
man.
just out of control, yeah.
And they can like hit baseballs like into the river beyond the factory. Yeah.
But I'll never forget. I was like, dude, Big
have-
Bertha she's got some fucking Barry Bonds power.
Those dudes, they bang early. Those guys, you know.
Yeah, dude, the guy who was the quarterback for my high school. I went to 2 different high schools, but the second high school I went to, he peaked then.
Yeah.
Yeah, he peaked then. So like he was the man then, but that was about it.
What was the high school that you finished at?
I finished at Marietta. I started at Valdosta. My brother graduated from Valdosta.
Okay. Well, how many years older is he?
2. He's technically a year and 9 months. Oh my God, did I meant to tell you this? So like the guy who married me and my wife, well, he's my best friend. And he reviewed, anytime I get like all the way back to Spike TV, he's looked at all my contracts. He looked at my CBS
he's from
contract.
Connecticut.
He is from Connecticut. He's from Trumbull, Connecticut. Yeah. He lives now in DC again. He moved back to DC, but
He's your lawyer.
he's my lawyer. He's my best friend. He's my lawyer. And where was I fucking going with this? I forget. It doesn't matter now. But you know, I had a story there. Fuck you for delaying getting into my story. All right, BC, here we go. Ready?
Dude, you can find it in your brain. You can get there.
I'll get it back. What were we talking about? BC, it's a question for you.
Yeah.
How many times have you been to boxing gyms before, right?
Oh yeah.
Not on media day? How many times have you been to a boxing gym when you just walked into one? Random day.
Kind of never.
Dude, I've done it. They look at you like, what are you doing here? You know?
When I had a cup of coffee with boxing, with sparring and stuff, it was at someone's house because they had a great setup, so I didn't get the full like gym experience.
So
I've never had gyms near me where it's like worth it to get a membership. You pretty much have to drive like almost an hour through traffic.
So when I ask, you ever witnessed any gym wars in person?
No, there's a great group
I've seen a couple.
Dude, there's a great group of LA-based boxing writers who, you know, Dougie Fisher, like guys that have just been there forever, even with the ring, where like, you know, that's part of their regular life, you know, for work, but for getting in the boxing community and just, you know, they get in with the trainers who say, oh, come up, you got to see this, we got this kid. So like, Dougie Fisher's been at, Big Bear and like seen Canelo and Triple G that time they sparred when Triple G first came over. You know what I mean? Like seen like all that shit. And he's written some fun stories about it. Like those, like the people that have gone to like Philly in the 70s, you know what I mean? Like, dude, those, even into the 80s, like those gym wars were like, I mean, they took years off of these fighters' lives, dude. Like,
yeah.
And I know that Floyd at his gym still tries to do that doghouse thing, and it's real. It's like they put you through.
Remember he got in trouble for it.
Yeah, they put you through it like 45 minutes of sparring with one guy after another
That's CTE City. I
yeah.
In jiu-jitsu, I've seen some very high level world championship level dudes. Would you call them wars? I don't know, but like, they were intense.
Well,
where people have to be separated in the middle of a
right, because they
I've
don't try to get there, but there's always like everyone's got two different lines in those sparring situations of terms of how far I should go, or and then once one guy gets hit and then he hits the other back, like it's on.
Yeah. No, I've definitely seen high level guys have to get separated before. Yeah. I've never seen. Have you ever been to a gym and just seen a fucking beatdown? I've seen.
No, because all my gym time's been in media setups where I'm not just walking. You know, there's been very rare time where I've.
Dude, you got. So I've been to Headbangers in DC a couple times, just random days. Bro, they put it on people there. Like they don't like Barry Hunter is careful, but like you want to be a pro boxer,
that's
bro.
how you make
Like
great pros. I mean, you gotta. That's the thing. Like
Dude, I ever told you the story about the poor kid I saw there one time?
No, I'm sure he can fight.
I went to there was a Lamont Peterson workout day. I forget which fight it was. It was not the Khan fight. It was somebody else. Maybe it was Lipinets who retired him. Mm-hmm. Right? It was Lipinets who retired him. It may have been that media day, and there was this kid, this black kid, who was super muscular, like really bricked up, and he was hitting the heavy bag. And I remember I left to go to the bathroom, and he came in the bathroom, and took all his clothes off, and I was like, a little bit like, what the fuck? But he wasn't looking at me, like he was just minding his own business. And I'll never forget, dude, he washed all of his clothes with like the hand soap thing in the sink, wrung it out as much as he could, put it back on, and then walked to the metro and got on the metro to go wherever the fuck he was going. I'm assuming his job. But I was like, that dude, I asked around. Apparently he didn't have a pot to piss in. He was just there to like, you know, get good or try or whatever he could.
Dude,
it's not a gym war, but like you see some shit in those gyms.
To be honest, that's why guys like us don't end up boxing sparring, or people that are brave enough to go in there. If it's not in you, that's why there's gym wars to just cut that line of who can make it and who's not.
I've never told this story. Barry Hunter, again, if you don't know who Barry Hunter is, he's a very famous trainer from the Mid-Atlantic, specifically DC. He trained Lamont Peterson and his brother Anthony. Anybody else? He's sort of moonlighted around a little bit in some other places.
I mean, but he like raised them too.
Yeah, he actually more or less adopted them. But he's what would you call him? A OG boxing trainer, right? He liked me. He took a shine to me. He was like, yo, if you want to come down here, we can train you.
He could sense your Armenian side.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, cool, bet. And I was like, how much? He's like, dude, for free, just come down. We'll train you. Dude, they put me through one day.
You came down, dude? That's ballsy.
And like a dumbass, I biked there. I was like, I'll just fucking burn some calories on the way. He crushed me. That was so bad, it was soul taking. Like how much that sucked. Dude, and I don't think he was doing it on purpose. I really don't, because I don't think he could have if he wanted to. He wasn't asking anything unreasonable, but that was a wake up call. And I actually went to him after. I was like, I can't come here and waste your time anymore. I can't do that, you know. And he was like, okay, he understood. Luke, will you have my guy BC's back next time? LOL. I mean, what do you want me to do? You want me like, yo, Floyd, suck this man's dick. Suck that dick, Floyd.
Yo, Floyd, I thought Castillo beat you in the first fight, you know? Bitch.
Hey, Floyd. Hey, why'd you fight Berto, bro? That shit sucked. Great question. Which Saturday morning or after school cartoons were your favorite as kids? Great question. I got an oldie but a goodie for you. See if you can make this pull. Do you remember the Bionic 6?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Bionic 6.
We go together.
We fight for rights.
Super secrets and family.
Yeah.
We're so very
What
proud
about
to be.
Beyond Bionic 6?
Dude, what's that show? Is it Land of the Lost with the slee stacks with those green like men? It was a family that had to live in a cave because there was these like green like lizard men that would try to chase them down.
I don't remember that.
Yo, I watched that shit. Was great, but on Nickelodeon, you can't do that in television.
Oh, that's not cartoons though, is it?
No, but it's like Saturday Night Live for kids, and they play that. That show ruled, bro. It was amazing.
All right.
No, you got to go a little deeper. Okay, let's seriously. G.I. Joe was kick-ass.
Big, yeah.
It was kick-ass. He-Man, and before that, amazing.
He-Man.
I didn't get into DuckTales like everybody else. I mean, great theme song.
Love DuckTales. Never got into Darkwing Duck, but DuckTales I loved. Huey, Louie, and Dewey.
Garfield was a pretty good cartoon.
Garfield, he mailed Nermal to Abu Dhabi.
What was the other cat one that was like that? Heathcliff.
It wasn't.
It was a poor man's Garfield, but it had that theme song, dude, you know? Heathcliff, Heathcliff, no one should terrorize your
The neighborhood. Yeah.
Dude, he was that the guy who always wanted to eat lasagna, or did he want
Wasn't that Garfield?
that was Garfield, yeah.
Okay, in light of BC getting sent to hell in interviews routinely, Luke, who is your dream interviewee to banish BC
Wow.
to the back room of Hades?
Yo, if that Mike Perry phoner I did, that one that kind of blew up that time because he threatened to kill me, if that was in person, he probably would have swung, right?
Well, no.
I mean,
But if you had, okay, no.
I mentioned his ex-wife. You know.
Okay, no. But if you had said one more thing after that, then maybe. I do feel like, I think Mike's got some bad ideas about some certain things, obviously, but I don't know. I feel like I have a soft spot for Mike a little
All right,
bit.
but the spirit of this question. Let's say you and I are doing the Morning Combat Live thing and we get a flow of interview. I mean, we got Ocho Cinco. We do big things here. Who's the one that you want me to cross and get stuff so badly? I mean, is it
I don't want you to get stuff. I never think of it that way.
Is it John Jones where you could just walk off and shit on me?
No, but who is an interview that we would like to do together to like form powers?
Oh, you
like
want him
Voltron?
to turn on me or like the Shevchenkos or something? That's what you want.
No. I'm thinking who would be a tough interview that the two of us could they would send us both to hell, but we would reinforce it and just give it right back.
Yeah, we'd stand up.
Yeah, fuck off, fuck you.
Oh, yo, you want to go that far? You want to sit across from a fighter and tell him off? I'm not in on that shit.
In the right circumstance, I am. I'm not sure who that would be. I don't have animosity in
John
that way.
Jones, you know.
That's the thing about it. I don't even I'm not even
John
mad
Jones
at the
is
guy.
actually kind of cool. Like the interview, like he's pretty funny.
Dude, you know what? You know what Danny told me last night? John Jones blocked Danny Segura on Instagram. He hasn't blocked me on anything. Don't you find that weird? Tito's blocked me on everything. A bunch of guys have blocked me. But
I mean, didn't he do enough damage at 214, Luke? What do you want him to do?
yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Still, I don't know. If you were to hate a guy like that,
Yo, he did. He rang you out worse than he did Boo Boo Wild Thing. You know what I'm saying?
Poor Boo Boo Wild.
She get blown
She
up.
didn't. She didn't deserve that.
No,
I
she
deserved it,
didn't.
but she didn't deserve that. All right.
No, who's the fighter? I mean, what if we get Connor? And Connor just
Don't read it out loud, but for you.
oh God. Yo, so I got poison ivy and it's starting to spread on me.
I thought you were taking pregnancy.
I am, man.
What's the worst date you've been on?
I really haven't had disasters. I really don't have a bad date story. I have a lot of bad stories in which I've said really stupid drunken shit to chicks at colleges and got the shit slapped out of me. I mean, just the shit slapped out of me. I mean, I've had those instances, but I haven't had a bad date that, I'm going to guess, Luke, that you've had a lot of bad dates.
I've had a lot of good dates. I've had both. I will say this. One time with my wife, I think it was her birthday, and I took her out to this really posh in DC rooftop thing. I had a whole thing set up, and some dude came up who was a big, whatever it was at the time. I don't remember, Bloody Elbow or Spike TV, whatever it was, kind of thing. And I remember my wife was so bitter. Rightly, I totally fucked this up. I had been drinking, so I wasn't thinking right. So I was ignoring my wife on her birthday to talk to some fucking rando who was a fan of this place. And then I came back, I was like, I brought you a drink. And I didn't even blame her, dude. She was right. She took the drink in front of me like this, and she goes, and just poured the motherfucking thing out right in the ground in front of me. Sat the glass down and then walked out. She was not my wife at this time, so I was running.
Damn,
I was running to no, I'm so sorry. She was right. I had totally fucked it up, but that wasn't a bad date, but that was a bad day.
Yeah.
That was a bad day.
I mean, I've had bad dates with my wife of now, where you're figuring each other out and, but...
No, I've had some bad dates. I've done the Irish goodbye on some bad dates. Just listen.
Oh, dude, you told me that once.
I don't want to tell the whole story.
I mean, you left the girl with the...
No, I mean, it was 2 drinks. I mean, what are you going to do? But
yeah, but to Irish exit a date is just an enormous fuck you. It's dude, I can't even have this.
Listen, here's what I would say.
But on top of that, she had to pay the tab. I mean,
Two-
that is
two
just
drinks,
like
two drinks, two
still,
drinks.
that you didn't even like throw it, like slip it.
Listen, the amount of money I've wasted
on women.
on women, they can pick up the bill once in a while. Yeah, I did Irish goodbye her, but the she was awful, and I was in a bad place in my life, bro. I was depressed. I was.
Okay.
I would never recommend it, nor would I ever condone it, nor would I ever do it again. But at that time in my life, dude, I was a wreck.
What was the
That was
worst
a wreck.
year of your adult life?
That's a great
Were you
question.
in this like?
I'll tell you a true story. You ready for this one,
Yeah.
dude? I'll bare my soul a little bit. Just before I started really getting into MMA coverage, honestly, MMA, maybe in some ways MMA saved my life. I really believe that, or maybe gave me purpose or revealed things about my life. I don't know how to say it exactly. I was one time, and I was in a bad place, dude. My mom had only been dead for a couple of years, and that it really wrecked me. That really ruined me for a long time.
Did it ruin your siblings too? Or just not as profoundly?
It ruined everybody.
Yeah.
No one gets over their mom
That's right.
killing themselves.
That's right.
But this was 2 years after my mom's death. Maybe not even 2 years. Maybe like a year and a half. And I had been drinking. I nearly drank myself to death over that. But I remember I was I just moved back to DC from New York, and I was driving around on the highway, and I remember breaking down in tears, crying, because I had realized at the time that I was good at nothing. I told myself, you deserve to be sad because you're good at nothing. That was one of those moments that I was like, that was I wouldn't call that rock bottom, because
what calendar year was that?
I think 2005.
Okay.
I think 2005. I think just before Ultimate Fighter, or right around there, something like that. But then it was right after that things turned around.
Great at shit. All right?
I appreciate that. Here's what I mean to say. It was not even a year later that I was on Colin Cowherd's radio show on ESPN at the time, The Herd and everything else. Like, it turned around fast, but there was that one moment where I just was absolutely full of despair. Full of despair.
Yes.
I pulled over and masturbated. It was fun.
I was gonna say your search history back then was probably destructive. Just wow.
All right, here we go. Let's keep moving.
Wow.
First country the BC wants to visit with his family
That's a great.
when restrictions allow. What do you think, BC?
England. I want to go with my kids. My wife has been her dream to go. My kids want to go now too. They're 13. So that's a great age to take them up, like history places and stuff.
Perfect, yeah.
London
is expensive though.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
London's like New York,
and I would do it I would even do it the most cheesy American, tourist way of doing it. But reality, Luke, I want to explore all of England. Or the UK. I'm very on the Highlands, the sea. I mean, like there's a lot of nature there. There's a lot of different beautiful stuff there, and I don't know.
The English are fans who watch this, notwithstanding. English are a little bit cold.
Yeah, I mean they're quasi factory towners, in some ways. But
yeah, that's true.
They do look. It's sort of that's part of their charm, I guess. That and the dental work is just part of their charm, right?
Their teeth are better than the stereotypes suggest. Okay, BC, here we go. You cannot say gas station food. BC, what is your favorite type of cuisine?
My entire life, it had been Italian. And up until really just now, that every time I eat Italian, it hurts the shit out of my body because my body is rejecting it after, 42 years of this. I mean, I grew up in like an area that was not multicultural in terms of food. And I just had, and my amazing mom, who's still alive, and she's amazing, but, she cooked basic, like chicken and, so it was like, I didn't eat anything growing up. So like Italian restaurants was our jam, right? So I love Italian. I mean, I love the shit out of it. But
Italian's hard to go wrong, dude. Italian's great.
It's heavy and it hurts, and I think I've just, I think my organs are literally rejecting it at this point. But I would say as an adult, Thai food is...
I fucking love Thai food.
I'll give my wife credit. Like when my wife inherited me. When we started dating and got serious and we're gonna get married. I mean, dude, I was talking about like lack of culture, or just like, dude, I was just one of those single guys who couldn't do a damn thing. Like I didn't use my stove.
Can you cook at all?
I can functionally cook now. Although if
Can
my
you
wife
grill?
heard that, I can grill,
Okay.
definitely, and I can functionally cook a handful of meals, but I barely do. I'm awful at it, and I couldn't do anything, dude. I'm not handy. I couldn't cook. Like she had to really love me, and yeah. What was the origin of this question?
Favorite cuisine?
And she really forced me to, try shit I'd never done. Like,
What is your wife like? What's her favorite like dish?
oh,
or
her
cuisine?
her favorite thing is there's a Vietnamese restaurant that is like her.
I love
She
Vietnamese.
because to
Banh mi
her,
sandwiches.
she doesn't want like the American version of Chinese or even some Thai. It's a little too fast foody for her. She wants like if you ever been to an actual like Vietnamese restaurant, like there's not like an overabundance of flavor or you don't have it's. I don't mean like that. I mean like overwhelming, like like if you buy General Tso's chicken from any place Chinese, you're gonna get a shit ton of that glaze on there. You know what I mean? It's great, but it's there's something just so fresh about really good.
Yeah. Does she like pho?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Wait, I don't know if that's what she goes for.
Isn't pho Vietnamese? Pretty sure that it is.
Could be. I'm not as well versed
Okay.
as she is, but to me, it doesn't have the same flavor as Thai food. I think it's a little bland. But you feel so good after you eat Vietnamese.
It is clean and it is a little bit different, but I wouldn't call it bland.
Well, I mean,
what is your Thai like? Don't say pad Thai.
I mean, I do love the shit.
I like. Listen. I'm not above pad Thai, but it's like street food.
It is. It's becoming the things that, like I always say, like barbecue ribs. Unless it's like totally elite, top shelf, I don't even want to like look at it. I think it's disgusting, right? I'm getting like that with Thai pad Thai, even though like it's the basic, most go-to, even fast foody meal for them. When you find someone that does it like different and super great, there's a Tao place that we go to that has Thai food, but it's got like I'm sorry, a Laotian place, and it's got some Thai food there, and it's just next level. So I know that you're trying to say don't say pad Thai, but it is next level when it's done.
I want to call it that, but do you remember the King of the Hill joke that was like he's like with the Laotian neighbor? And they were like, "Where are you from?" He's like, "I'm from Laos." And they go, "What part of China and or Japan is that in?" And he's like, "No, it's Laos."
Yeah, this is racist as shit.
That's what he sounds like.
All right, I mean, come on, dude. I love this.
I'm just doing the character on the show. Favorite Thai food? I would go with. You ever had yum noa?
Dude, that's the thing. I don't know
That's when they give you. Literally, it is a beef salad.
Yes.
That's spicy.
Okay, I've had something similar to that. I don't know what it was called.
They just bring you a salad with a shit ton of shaved beef in it, and it's really hot. It's awesome.
I get a lot this. It's like beef wrapped in an onion with scallions all in it. I mean, it's incredible.
Say it again.
It's beef, but wrapped in like onion and filled with scallions.
I don't know.
And you dip it into a sauce. And
Pad See Gao is one of their like rice noodle ones. You ever seen the Thai noodles that they're like thick and flat?
Yeah,
those are awesome
we have
too.
really good Thai food in where I live. But yeah.
All right, hold on. Let's move it along. Any good food you've had in Miami so far? I went to Shouts. Oh, Danny Segura took me last night to Ceviche 105 over here at Aventura Mall, and I had this lomo saltado there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so fun. And then pisco sour.
After the Versace, we went to a South American restaurant. Is that the way to say it?
Yeah.
I had
It was Colombia.
I had a
It was
Peruvian lunch. Look, it was incredible. I couldn't even describe it to you. I don't even remember what it was, but it was freaking incredible.
Yeah, it was a side of plantains that were like steamed, but then a little bit stir fried, and then you had like a plate of like beans and then rice, and then on top was like it was like shredded beef.
Yeah,
right?
And mixed with the plantains and that sauce. I mean, it was
good,
dude. That was incredible.
And the waiter refused to speak to me in Spanish.
He no-sold you worse than Shab did to me during morning combat on Friday. Like, I mean, he was just like,
I wanted to be like Colombia, great country, never been there. I wanted to tell this motherfucker, it's like, bro, okay, I've had the one incident where the lady was making fun of my accent. I want to tell this motherfucker, it's like, bro, I've been to Colombia numerous times and ordered without my wife, without issue. I know how to order in Spanish. Fucko.
Yo, but you had it like I'm gonna show these motherfuckers how I can talk Spanish. You had that vibe.
Yeah, he was like,
you had that swinging dick vibe.
I did, and he was no selling it 100%. All right, BC, Rihanna or Beyonce? Rihanna.
Yeah.
Easy call.
Yeah, that is.
Easy call.
That is.
Favorite sitcom?
I mean, Growing Pains was great, but I don't think that like holds up today. But Growing Pains is fucking great.
Growing Pains was amazing. I
Oh,
like
early-
Seinfeld, but like I'm not one of these guys who's
I'm not-
like,
I'm not
oh
hardcore.
my god.
Yeah, dude, it's obviously brilliant, but like I've always been turned off by the overrun of fandom for that. No, I'm really trying
Trying to think.
I'm really trying to figure out what's the answer here. I mean, Seinfeld certainly in that category, depending on what you like.
We've been going for about an hour, so let's kind of like speed this up a little bit.
Okay, let's speed. I was gonna say, early Married with Children was amazing.
Someone's asking me, Luke, who dresses you? No one. You're not in high school anymore. Pink pants ain't flattering you.
Wow.
So hold on. This is from Mohegan. When I went to the gym.
Yes.
When I go to the gym, I'm not one of these assholes who decides to wear Gymshark and like I want to look cool and awesome for others. Understand something. When I go there for a purpose. It's to get motherfucking swole, and I don't give a shit about the clothing. I wear t-shirts and whatever shorts because I'm a 41-year-old man and I don't need your validation with my cool gear.
Yo, you should dress in the Venom fight kit. Yo, do you know how expensive those fight kit shirts are?
No.
For at least when I used to look through the UFC's Reebok catalog to get like the bargain basement deals that are like 80% off.
Yeah.
Dude, just the walkout shirt, I mean, it's like fucking like $70, $80. It's
Who would pay for such a thing?
I bought whose walkout shirt do I have? Someone random like Jermaine Durand. I got it down to like $15 and bought it.
Someone's asking us like,
Oh, I have Vulcan Ozdemir's walkout shirt too. Those shirts are high quality, dude. The walkout one, the old Reebok walkout.
yeah,
one.
they're money.
They're money, yeah.
Someone's asked, how do you feel about Elon Musk and crypto? And my answer is like, we're here. There's a crypto conference.
Fuck crypto, bro.
Also, it's a little bit pretend internet money, and also I just don't care.
But like, even if like, yo, Luke, you don't know what you're talking about, bro.
I don't. That's fine.
On Dogecoin, I don't care, bro. I really don't care. You know.
Someone's asking you, and I think you know what they mean. How homeless is BC?
It's entertainment, right?
CEO of PF Chang's.
I mean, you know, I picked up a few more shifts this week, I guess.
Okay, if you could live anywhere, but the deal is it's the U.S. and it is important for your career, where do you live?
I mean, what is this a career thing mean? Because right away I'm thinking Pacific Northwest. I'm moving to Colorado. Well, not Colorado.
Colorado's not the Pacific Northwest.
I know, but it's much more in that direction. So
Yeah, it is.
ultimately, I want to live in Washington State.
Why that place?
Because it's got, like Southern California, it's got the distinctly different nature shit coming together at the highest level. You have like Olympic National Park has the ocean, snow-capped mountains, and a rainforest in it. You know what I mean? And then you've got like North Cascades National Park, which is like they're just ridiculous, beautiful mountains. So there's a lot of shit there, and then you mix Seattle and that kind of culture. I think that'd be great, but people don't think I can pull that off because of the rain and the darkness there.
Did you ever see that?
I need sunshine.
Did you ever see that show called The Killing?
No.
So it was that Swedish dude who played in. He has almost no accent, but he played in Suicide Squad, and then some ginger woman. I don't know her name. But it was like a murder mystery show. Took place in Seattle. Motherfucker, every episode was torrential downpour.
Yeah. So I would want to live in either Oregon or Washington, but it's the same thing. And I know that it could differ based on where you live, but I mean, it'd be badass to live in and around Seattle. That'd be a city I'd really want to like fit myself in the culture of, Luke. Do you feel that way or not?
I have respect for the Pacific Northwest. I've heard nothing but amazing things about it. It's not the right fit for me, but like I would never shit on it.
I bet you Portland's like a great area too.
Portland's cool, I'm sure. I think if I could live anywhere, just to be honest with you, like I love DC.
I need mountains. I need big mountains.
But let's say I had a vacation home. Like, where would you put a vacation home? You get to pick one place. New Orleans. New Orleans.
Really?
Dude, I love New Orleans.
I mean, it was fun when I was
love
there.
everything about New Orleans. I love the food. I love the people. I love the city.
I gotta
love.
piss my pants. I mean, this.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, let's keep talking about New
we can
Orleans.
pause the video. No
Oh,
big
all right.
deal. It's not live. Dude, my wife is such a huge fan of Cyborg. Of all the questions she asked me today, she didn't give a shit about your interviews.
Yeah.
She didn't give a shit about my interviews. She just asked me. She was, "How was Cyborg?"
What?
Yeah. I was like, dude, honestly, today for my wife, the thing that stood out to her was, you must be a big deal because Cyborg sat with you. She fucking loves Cyborg. Loves
Are we
Cyborg.
live?
Yeah, it's on. Yeah, it's on.
All right.
Here we go. Let me get back to these, BC. We don't have much time left. Here we go. Ready? Yeah.
Oh, do you know what is in this sitcom conversation, Luke? Can you hear me out here?
What's in the sitcom?
Cheers.
That's an old poll, man.
But I was an old soul watching that stuff like real early. I mean that show back. I mean, especially back then, dude. That was must see. That was. I mean, were you big into Cosby Show or just into rape?
I'm not going to answer that because I think that's awful, but here we go. BC, what's the best music to drink to?
It's a great question.
I really think that is situationally dependent.
No, I don't. I think it's upbeat. It's upbeat rock and roll.
No. Really? You think so?
The best music to drink to?
Dude,
Yeah, bro.
what's the situation? Are we at a backyard barbecue? Are we at a club? Are we at a bar?
True. If you
We're
bring in the
chilling with
backyard,
friends.
see if I'm doing the backyard barbecue, I'm going 90s. So that does change that question. I think you're.
Well, let's start there. Backyard.
Drinking,
Let's go. Backyard barbecue. You say 90s.
Yeah.
Okay. If you go to a bar, what do you want to hear?
That's a great question. I want to hear rock. I want to hear classic rock at a bar. Yeah.
Classic rock.
Yeah, fucking classic, dude. This
You want to hear when the levee breaks and shit?
Yeah.
I mean, I like the song, but
I do. What's your favorite Zeppelin album, Luke?
I don't like them in that way.
That's fair. All right.
I don't dislike them in any kind
I
of way
get
either,
it.
but, like,
There's certain bands I haven't gone album by album on, but it's my preferred method. I'm in deep. I pause.
are you gonna pull my white card because I don't know
No, dude,
a lot of
no.
Led Zeppelin?
That's,
Like
I'm not touching that. If
records?
that wasn't your band, it wasn't your band. It's fine. I mean, I'd never seen The Godfather until the other day. So, Luke, what I was saying was, now I have no idea what I was saying. So this is great.
you just peed in my
Yeah.
in my bathroom there.
Wow.
How was that? Was it good for you?
No, this is a nice place, though. I'll tell you that. It's a nice place.
God, dude, Showtime has taken care of us in a way that's like, I don't know if I can go back, bro.
Go back where?
Okay, understand, BC and I have weird contracts, like the weirdest I've ever seen, where if we fly Showtime, it's one level of treatment, and if we're doing it for CBS, don't get me wrong, dude, they take complete care of us, but it's a media company, it's not the same kind of calculus about costs. It's Greyhound versus Lamborghini.
I mean, I don't know if I disclose all this publicly, but it's
We'll
awesome.
edit
it's
it out.
pretty awesome.
We'll edit it out. I'll just say Showtime takes unbelievable. When I say unbelievable, I'm not exaggerating. Unbelievable care of us.
I've worked in some form for a lot of different companies, even short cups of coffee on shows or whatever, and the treatment, it's like a family. It's incredible. Yeah.
There's a reason why, dude, the guy who is the PR guy for Showtime is Chris de Blasio. He was the PR guy for Showtime when they were with fucking Strikeforce, and he's still here. And it's not because he's stuck around and not being able to advance. It's because people don't want to leave.
Yeah.
It's because Showtime takes a absurd level of care of people, and
we don't
for
talk
two
about-
stray dogs, dude, we've been stray fucking dogs most of our careers.
We don't
People
talk
let us in
enough-
the house now.
We don't talk enough that when CBS came in on this, when you joined,
Yeah.
our show could have very well got sanitized.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
CBS would have a different aesthetic than Showtime?
it would have maybe different rules on what we could say and can't say. You know what I mean? If this was going to air in any form on CBS Sports, Showtime has always allowed us to just don't get fired, but go. And the fact that,
that's basically the
you
rule,
got
man.
hired there, CBS bought in, and yet it's the same. We don't have to change who we are. It's the same show, and it goes on YouTube. And
Dude, we are lucky. We're the luckiest fucking people on earth, man. I truly believe that.
that's why I feel like this is a special project.
Truly believe that.
And not
In
even
my
a
heart of
project.
hearts, I believe that. I
Yeah.
believe that. I'm sure people who win the lottery are lucky too. Okay, but we're
So, So don't worry, we're not. Some people think you gave your soul away to get that Versace robe, and you're
No, I'm still gonna go back. Listen, if that fight sucks tomorrow, oh, I'm gonna absolutely hammer it. Showtime knows what. That's what y'all understand. Showtime knows what they got in hiring me. Like, I mean, they didn't hire me to like, hey, can we have Luke's, bland opinions? That's not what they hired me for. So, yeah. All right, BC.
Yo, the schmo was there today, and he had a vest
With his
face.
I saw on the back. Dude, man, I'll say this for fucking schmo. That fucking guy grinds.
Dude, he's in shape too. I bet
He's in shape.
Yeah,
Yup.
Yeah.
But dude, that fucking guy must live on airplanes and cars.
I mean,
and
he had a pretty tight fade. That was pretty. I mean, he doesn't have to round on the hair.
Who cuts his hair? You think?
I don't know, but like,
Oh my God! By the way,
his
hold
attention to detail of the gimmick is high.
on. By the way, can we air out Brendan's job here a little bit for fun? For fun. So today, Brendan. So it was me, BC, just like this, and then it was Brendan on the end, and then we had Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes, for MMA fans who may not know, he played in the NBA for like fucking 15 years and won the NBA championship in 2017 with
Warriors.
the Warriors. But he recommended to Brendan a barber in LA. So Brendan went to the guy to get his haircut. And Brendan even told the story like this. Brendan was like, yeah, I went over there. And the guy was like, don't get me wrong, absolutely competent, did a great job. Like, it was a good haircut. But the way Brendan told it was like, the guy was like, normally I charge $400, but for you, $275. And you were making fun of my $100 haircuts. Fucking Matt Barnes is getting $400 haircuts. What is the tip on that? 80? It's $500 a fucking pop?
Yo, I will say Barnes had a tight. Hey, he used to have a tight fade.
I didn't say his haircut looked bad.
Yeah.
His haircut looked great, but like for 500 bones?
Is that part of like the guy traveling to you? Did he just like give up his life for that stretch and he comes to you?
He might.
Does that cover travel? I don't know, Luke, but yeah. I mean, look, when you're Schaub's level, he's been very successful with the podcast game. So when you're at that level, maybe he's at the Bitcoin conference right now. We don't know. He could be a presenter.
No, I asked him about it. I was like, are you into Bitcoin? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, it's like, I got to,
Shots.
Yeah.
Favorite porn star who lets in fans in the back door?
God. Oh, God. Hey, did you get that email that Floyd has an OnlyFans now? I'm serious.
I'm sorry, what?
The Floyd Mayweather opened an OnlyFans account. I got an email like publicizing it.
I don't understand. Is he like showing it?
I don't know what he's showing, bro. It's an inside look.
No, he owns Girl Collection. That'd be fun to see.
You're like, I wonder, can we expense that? Yeah.
Yeah. Can we go to Girl Collection and just like spend stupid Showtime money? I don't know that we could.
Yo, I want to talk about commitment and grinding. Didn't Ariel interview Mayweather at Girl Collection at like 4 a.m.?
Listen. You know what?
That's dedication.
Hold on. I'll give Ariel. This is the most credit I'll ever give Ariel, and I mean this sincerely. That was one of the most baller fucking things I've ever seen. Ariel, for Mayweather McGregor, wanted to get an interview with Floyd, and Floyd's people were like, "You can go to Girl Collection and just wait." In other words, go fuck yourself. And Ariel was like, okay, great. Got the cameraman, got a car, and went out there, showed up, the whole shit, and they were like, you can wait for Floyd when he's ready, which was midnight when they told him that. Floyd didn't come around till like 3 or 4 in the morning. He waited till 4 in the morning for the guy. And even if you watch the interview, Floyd was like, okay, you waited. All right, I'll give it to you. Like, he was actually like, okay, I'm impressed.
Yo, Ariel must have saw a lot of ass, right?
He saw 4 hours of just asses and titties, just fucking. Like, here we are making it out to be like he's waiting in the car, Ariel was fucking out there like, look at. But dude, to his credit, I'll never forget this because we had the MMA beat the next morning. He showed up on an hour's sleep.
That's professional. No, seriously.
And then came out and then, dude, I'll give him credit. That was one of those moments where I was like, okay, dude, you earned it.
Yeah,
like
the hustle's
no,
real.
you could. One of those things where that was so impressive. It doesn't matter what kind of hater you are, you gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him.
Ariel should have showed up at Girl Collection with a vest with his face on the back like the schmo, dude.
Like
he would have got
schmo?
the interview a lot quicker, I'm telling you.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yo, the Schmo, he's going for it.
I like the Schmo, bro. I don't have anything negative to say about the Schmo. You know, I don't watch all his interviews or whatever because it's not for me. But like, you know, you and I know like weirdos who just fucking grind. That's us, man.
Yeah,
That's us.
You know, that was really instilled in me in the factory upbringing. You know what I mean?
When you worked in the mailroom and actually not in the factory.
Yo, I was shipping and receiving manager. Okay, all right.
All right, BC. You want to put some final thoughts on this? We didn't took enough anal pornography on this thing. Are we supposed to get fired with this? It's quite tame.
Luke, who do you think's the best in-game slam dunker of all time?
Ooh. Sean Kemp.
Fucking A, yeah. That was, dude.
Second would be Dominique Wilkins.
I mean, there's strong cases to be made
Dominique
for a
was
couple.
fucking was a authoritative dunker.
That's all I do in my spare time is watch like Dominique's 50 greatest dunks, you know, or whatever.
Yeah, Dominique let him have it.
Yeah,
But Sean Kemp, dude, Sean in shape,
yeah,
Seattle Supersonics. Sean Kemp would fucking absolutely murder the rim.
Yo, Kemp, in his peak seasons, we forget, he was a complete offensive player. Like he had a jumper, like he had a post game.
Oh, he's offensive. He's got like 57 kids.
Yo, he got real fat after the lockdown.
And he's fat as shit. He's like, Trick. I was like, Trick Daddy, is that Sean Kemp? Yeah, dude, sorry about that. Yeah, Sean Kemp was a fucking incredible dunker.
Blake Griffin is up there.
Oh, fuck. Blake Griffin's
Obviously, Michael
dunker.
Jordan.
Dude, Blake Griffin is like, he's kind of washed, right? At this point, he's kind of washed.
Yeah.
But dude, on the Nets, when they bring him on, I get sized.
Yeah.
I get sized.
Yo, all I do is watch 90s NBA, even today. Full playoff. Dude, I watch full playoff games like in my hotel room. I'll go right now and watch like game 1 of the 92 playoffs, Knicks, Bulls. Like, it just devour like every second of the game. I want the pregame show that sometimes
That's
on the YouTube
amazing.
clip, like,
I couldn't do that.
dude. It's sick, but it's funny. Like I'm reliving it, and it's crazy how many things like we take for granted or just have an opinion on, and you go back and watch it. You're like, man, that guy was nasty. I like I never talk about him.
You know what's kind of funny too is like there's an argument to be made like the convenience of technology and the consumption of any kind of content. The ease is not necessarily what you want. So I'll give you an example. Back when I would buy Pride DVDs, of course you could go and just fast forward if you want, but it was I'm not gonna say cumbersome because that's not the right word, but like there was something to be said about the fact that you had a disc and you put it in the DVD player and just let it go. And there were so many things you would pick up on the event that if you just fast forwarded to the fight, you would have missed.
Yeah.
And there's a case to be made that like the painstaking process of consumption, it should be a little bit clumsy is not the word, but like there should be more to it than just I'm gonna go. Like when I watch pornography, let's bring it back to that because that's my favorite thing. I don't watch the preambles. I don't need to know whether you're the mechanic or a doctor. I just need you. That's
it. Ref, get in there, please, Ref. Come on.
I just need hammering.
Yeah.
Just what the hammering is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But with the fights, man, I mean, it's like, dude, watching Steven Quadros and Bas Rutten go back and forth and have these previews and what it all meant and what they would talk about, it added so much like character to everything else that came after it. I don't know. It's kind of lost in this generation a little bit.
Remember when Bill Superfoot Wallace burped on the air? That was fantastic.
I don't actually. What happened?
Great. In UFC 1 when he opened. The cold open, and he
that one,
and he called it. He called the wrong name, and
he looked like a Heaven's Gate guy too. Didn't he?
Yes, he.
I was like, Bill, you got the Nikes on?
Yo, I didn't know that Bill Wallace had an exhibition fight against Tommy Hearns in the mid '80s. I had no idea about that. Yeah, it came up in the research.
Who
packet.
won?
I don't know because I don't know what the rules were. Our Showtime research packet had some like famous, like Muhammad Ali against Lyle Alzado during that brief time Ali was retired, and there's other. There were other like Willie Pep fought like Sugar Ray Robinson at one point, like when they were both old. Like there's some random ones that happen.
Yeah, there's more of these like not quite Logan versus Floyd things, but weird exhibitions, crossover exhibitions. There's a lot more of these than people imagine, and mostly they're bad. They're not all that great, but that's what tomorrow's about. Like tomorrow's just about like, look, dude, listen, Floyd, you're gonna stretch this fucking guy whenever you want. You know, just make it.
Yo, I hope Trick Daddy plays again before the main event. To be honest,
He might have a coronary, bro. Poor Trick. He looked. He'd had a few chicken tenders. You know, and
yeah,
mac and cheese or whatever's bad for you. You know.
yeah.
Poor guy. I love Trick Daddy, dude.
Yo, what do you get at Waffle House?
Gee, I'm into Waffle House in 20. Did I tell you the time I got kicked out of Waffle House?
No.
I've been kicked out of a Waffle House in Marietta, Georgia.
Wow.
So I went to Waffle House and I ordered like scattered, smothered, and covered, the whole bit. And then I went to the jukebox. And if you've never been to the Waffle House and the jukebox, you've been to the jukebox before? In the Waffle House?
No. I've only been to one time.
Dude, I grew up in Georgia. Like, I've been to a million Waffle
I went
Houses.
to Mississippi.
Coffee at 9 a.m. It's the craze. If you go to the jukebox at Waffle House, here's the trick. Okay? They have all the songs that are hits or whatever. But they've got, people don't know this, on the left side of the menu, when you're looking down at the whole glass shield, there's like a series of songs that are just Waffle House songs, right? Like, Waffle House is the greatest. And I played one that was like super annoying. It's a true story. I put in $20.
Oh, God, that's unbelievable.
It was 25 cents a song, and I fired a 20 in there. And I put nothing but the same Waffle House songs over and over. They told me, they took my food, they wrapped it up, and they told me to get out. And when I left, and I'll never forget, they took you could see in the window and shit, because there's a window right here. They took the fucking jukebox and they shoved it, and then they yanked the shit out the wall. They yanked the cord that was plugging it in out the wall. They were fucking irate. I was 17. I was an asshole, an unbelievable asshole. I'm like, $20, suck a dick. They're like, get the fuck out! Get the fuck out! I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm awesome. I'm sorry, I'm so funny.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a good
I've definitely done that. I've definitely done that. You ever been kicked out of a place?
Yeah, I've done a lot of shitty things. Yeah.
Dude, I've been kicked out of so many fucking bars.
For the hall, I've been kicked out of that bar for doing the grinding.
Oh my god, dude! I've been in DC, dude. I can't believe there's not posters of me. I've been kicked out of so many fucking bars and restaurants. I've told the story before. The Marine buddy of mine who came. You may have heard this. We can wrap on this. He got back from Iraq and then he called me. You know, he was already drunk when he called me.
This is a great story. You can say this on the air.
I've told most of this on the air already. But basically, he was like, "Come meet me downtown. Come meet me downtown. Let's go look at some fucking titties." Yeah. I was like, "All right, man."
Yo, that guy would have been great at the Capitol, right?
Dude. No, he needs to be on MK, dude. Like, anyway, so I go downtown, and he wanted to go to Camelot, which is like this famous strip club on M Street. And I'm like, all right, we can go to Camelot. And we get in, and like, he starts grabbing strippers, and they calls them whores, and they kick us out.
Oh my god!
It was bad. It was bad, and then the whole 9 yards. Okay, here's a new one. I've never told this one before. So
you didn't tell the end of the story.
Have I told that on air before?
I don't think you should. That's ridiculous. I don't think you should say that.
How my
No, I don't think you should. No.
How my friend went to pick up prostitutes and then did, and then I left them. They say in the Marines, leave no man behind. I was like, yeah, but what about this situation?
Yo, there's a lot more detail in that story.
Can we leave him behind? I got kicked out of 18th Street Lounge on New Year's Eve, 2006, 2007. So it was me and one buddy, and then it was a bunch of us. And it's relevant to the story, so I'll bring it up. It was me, another white guy, and then it was like all of our buddies there was like 4 or 5 black guys. Okay, we're all friends, we're all bros, and we go to this club. It doesn't exist anymore. It's called 18th Street Lounge, and I'll never forget. Same situation. I'm just there drinking, whatever, like just doing my shit. And all my buddies came like, bro, we gotta go. I mean, I am used to this point of just getting fucking bounced. Oh my God, I can't even tell what the street fight my friends got into. We got kicked out. We got kicked out and then got into a street fight afterwards. Jesus Christ. Another story.
You gotta wrap it. You gotta wrap it.
The rapping is this. The rapping is that I get, I'll never forget this, dude. This is so funny. So they came to us like, yo, they're kicking us out. I'm like, what the fuck are they kicking us out for? We just, and you know how New Year's Eve works. It's like $200, all you can drink. So you got to pay a fuck ton of money just to get in. And they throw us out, and we've been there maybe an hour, okay? And they throw us out, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? And I was like, the fuck, bouncer, bitch, blah, blah, blah. And my friend goes, yo, bro, this is he was black. He's like, this is fucking racial. And I'm like, yeah, this is fucking racial, bro.
Against Armenians.
Why are you throwing us out? He's like, yo, your friend took a piss in the fucking sink behind the bar that no one was using when no one was looking. And I'm like, you racist ass motherfucker. He didn't do that shit. And then the guy goes away.
He definitely did that shit.
He goes, bro, I pissed all in that sink. He's like, but keep up appearances. And he was like, you're white, fucking talk to him. Like I got some card or something. He's like, I'm like, yo, you can't be racist like that. You know, like fucking this bullshit. Anyway, it didn't work. We couldn't get back in because they caught the guy red-handed, which, you know, he admitted later. And then I won't tell this story because I can't even get into it. One of my other friends, after we got fucking thrown out of a bar on New Year's Eve, and we had rented a room at the Mayflower, which is really close nearby. When I was there, Elliot Spitzer had the sex scandal. And then this other dude came by, and my friend said the most foul shit to him. I don't know why he said it. He just did. And then them two started scrapping on the street. And it was like, I was like, you know what, man? I need friends who don't like going to jail. That's what I think I need.
Your Marietta voice just came out. I like that.
I need friends who like, wow, we could actually party and then not go to jail. No one went to jail, but you know, that it was even a risk. And then one of the other dudes, when we got kicked out, we actually all split up. Two dudes went to another club nearby and they got in and then they got jumped. I'll never forget. He comes back to the hotel room, both eyes fucking swollen as shit. Like I don't know, man. Like Calvin Cater after fighting Max Holloway, just comes rolling in like
the
super,
movie Mask.
Yeah, like super fucked up. We're like, damn, did you get stung by a bee? What the fuck happened? He's like, nah, all these dudes all whooped my ass, man. And they took my jacket. They had like a blazer for like New Year's Eve to like look cool.
Yeah.
And they took his fucking jacket and. We don't talk much anymore. Me and these guys, you know.
No.
I think that was our limit. You know. I'm a loser mostly in my life, BC.
Yeah, but look at us now. You know, look at us now. Yep.
41 and terrible and we're doing all right, I guess.
What a time. What a time.
All right, let's wrap on this. What do you want to say to the audience? Give them a speech, man. Dude, honestly, they've been so supportive. They've been so cool.
Yeah, I mean, one day we'll get merch in your hands. If I mean, it's a freaking debacle, but we're almost there. Thank you for patronizing us, so we could patronize you back in return. And we're like, you're gonna come? Come on, it's coming. Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, guys, we love you. We mean it sincerely. We legitimately love you, and. We'll see you all next time. Right?
Yeah, that's it.
Peace.
Yeah.